Hello, I'm Ethan Byler. I will be moderating today's discussion on early career professional development issues. To start, I'd like to introduce our panelists who run the gamut as practicing engineers. Cynthia Stong is Special Projects Manager for Boeing Defense, Space, and Security and is leading a task force on student and early career development. Paul Glanville is a Senior Engineer at the Gas Technology Institute in Des Plaines, Illinois. He holds a professional engineering license and serves on several technical committees of ASME and ASHRAE. Paula Mosbrucker is a research scientist and engineer at Kinectrics Incorporated in Toronto, Canada. A new member of ASME, Paula is currently an intern in ASME's Early Career Leadership Intern Program serving engineers. Jamie Waters is a senior engineer for Southern Company in Alabama. He currently is vice chair of the ASME Committee on Student Development. Jennifer Cooper is a project engineer at RCP Incorporated in Houston, Texas, and is an active volunteer in ASME and the Society of Women Engineers. Just kind of kicking it off, how would you describe your job search experience and what kind of obstacles did you have to overcome?
I found that I needed to network with professionals in the area and find, first of all, what industries were in that area to begin my job search and find out what companies I was interested in. So I went to some networking events through ASME and the Society of Women Engineers and different things like that, and started to meet people and find out what companies were in the area.
I think from my perspective, networking was really what made the difference. So it actually wasn't too difficult when I went to look for a job just to shoot out emails to people I knew and say, you know what, I'm interested in working for you, is there a spot for me? And I got lucky and there was.
Do you have any tips or things that might work for you, you think, better to get that first job?
I think the one thing I focused on was reaching out to employees that already worked within that company and asking them, what are the big things that are going on in the company right now? Are there big changes? Are there big challenges or exciting opportunities? And then even asking them, what's the interview process like at this particular firm? And so going into interviews, I actually felt very confident because I really knew exactly what I was getting myself into.
Cindy, I would presume that you just haven't been on the side of the table to be interviewed, but you were also the interviewer.
So I've done quite a few interviews, interview panels at our company. So we're looking for overall confidence, ability to speak, just excitement, energy, wanting the job. And then we ask questions maybe about a leadership type question, and we're looking for stories. So they start with explaining a situation from your background that relates to the question that was asked you, and then you say actions that you took to achieve the goal that you set, and then results, very specific results. We like when we hear tangible results, like I led my school team in our project and I was the lead speaker for our presentation at the end. Just very succinct results.
One thing I think is very important for the interviewee is to show that you are driving your train, that your motivation is really what's driving. Because at the end of the day, your potential supervisor wants to know, if I give this individual a project, can they take it and run with it, and can they own it?
Cindy, in terms of bringing in new people into your group, into your team, are there certain things that you are mindful of doing with them or expecting of them, or how do you try and keep an eye on their progression and performance?
I like lots of regular communication. We have weekly meetings, we go around the room, we ask everyone how they're doing, any help needed, any status updates. I try to run it as a tight-knit group so we all know each other and can count on each other.
How did you first kind of deal with managing your own performance to meet your supervisor's objectives, your team's objectives, so on and so forth?
A lot of times your expectations aren't clear.
Yeah.
And so the difficulty is finding what your company or what your boss expects of you versus what you expect of yourself. And that can be a challenge that may be as simple as having extra conversations with your supervisor.
Jamie, I'm going to start with you on sort of directing a new question here. Do you have any initial thoughts on acquiring the necessary skills needed to be able to respond to doing very, very different jobs at times?
Yeah, I would say that you should take every opportunity that you can to learn from whomever you can learn from. I know in my history with the company, and I think a lot of companies are the same way, they hire engineers not because you're a specific type of engineer, but because you're an engineer. They want you to do a task because they know that you know how to learn things, you know how to do certain things. I have a mechanical engineering degree, but I may be overseeing civil work, or I may be overseeing quality, or I may be overseeing something else. It's important to step outside, not only to learn as much as you can in the field where you're working, but also to take a look at what your coworkers are doing in other sections around you, and to try to pay attention and glean as much of that knowledge as you can also, because that will come in handy in the future.
I think early career engineers right now, particularly if you're in aerospace, defense, or in the energy industry, have a real unique opportunity. As Jamie said, learn from your peers. In this case, we can learn a lot from more senior engineers, those who will be retiring over the next 10 to 20 years. And within ASME as well, both as volunteers and also for the technical knowledge.
Thank you all for your great insights into starting a career in engineering. It was a very rich and productive discussion, and I really enjoyed all of what you had to say about your own experiences. Thank you.